This is Paul Santisi in the studio, and this is CD number 1 on the topic of mind chatter. So, what is mind chatter? Mind chatter is the constant chatter of the mind that never stops. It's the inner conversation that is constantly going on in the mind. Mind chatter that is not controlled is not your friend and can work against you. Right now, for the most of you, your mind is one giant ball of confusion for the most part. Negative mind chatter is just as problematic for you and your overall vibration, and if it goes unaddressed, can literally make you go crazy with confusion, uncertainty, and doubt about anything and everything. I used to be a victim of negative mind chatter until I learned from my mentors how to confront and control it and begin to use it to my energetic advantage. I am at the realization in my life where I love mind chatter. Mind chatter and myself are best friends. We do everything together, and my God, are we loving the journey. That is what this and the next audio will focus on. And I will tell you folks that once you get a grip on it, man, does life become magical and life becomes really fun. Your ability to think, to feel, and to create expands to levels that you will really, really enjoy experiencing. Mind chatter is a collective of voices from your past, whether influential or detrimental. Your parents, old relationships, your brothers, sisters, cousins, family members, teachers, professors, the mailman, the guy at the gas station, your bosses, mentors, those who you looked up to and those that you wanted nothing to do with. Anyone or anything that you have ever heard that stuck with you adds to your collective mind chatter. My late great friend, Dr. Wayne Dyer, he said it like this. He said, your past history and all of your hurts are no longer here in your physical reality. Don't allow them to be here in your mind, muddying your present moments. The great news is that there is some key knowledge in a specific formula that once applied removes overthinking and negative mind chatter forever. Now, the phrase mind chatter, it has a negative attached to it by most people. The fact is that mind chatter can also be your best ally and your biggest cheerleader and your biggest supporter as well. Now, follow along. One of the most common things that I hear from people is, I hear this all the time. I can't quiet my mind, Paul. I can't quiet my mind. My mind will not stop racing. I cannot quiet my mind. I try and I try and I try and I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, first off, you're focused on the lack of it. So you are in fact creating more of it, and you will never calm down or quiet your mind with that attitude. Now, let me ask you a question, and it's an important question. It's going to give you a lot of clarity in a moment. Why do you want to quiet your mind? Most people say because I want to quiet my mind because of all the negative that I think about, the worry, the stress, the doubts and fears of life, the financial pressures, what people are saying about me, the health problems that run in my family that I don't want to come down with, and everything else in between. Well, what if your mind chatter was positive? uplifting, empowering, and made you feel good, would you still want to quiet the mind? Or would you want more of it? Aha! Now the answer is beginning to change, isn't it? Probably, right? So what you are seeking is not to stop the mind chatter, but instead to have your mind chatter be positive and empowering, right? The great guru, his name was Sadhguru, he said it something like this. He said that negative mind chatter is like mental diarrhea. When you eat bad food, you get physical body diarrhea, right? And if you keep eating this food, you will always have diarrhea. So if you have negative mind chatter, you have consumed and believed many, many negative thoughts and emotions and have given yourself mental diarrhea that will never stop until you change the thoughts and you change the emotions that you give your mind. Aha! Remember, your mind, folks, your mind is outside your body. Your mind is physical energy. Unlike your heart or your arm, your mind is outside your body. You can't hold your mind in your hands. However, your mind is just as physical as your heart and arms. Because thoughts are things, and thoughts have weight, and thoughts have mass. Therefore, thoughts that are produced with your mind are indeed physical. And when you have a thought, it covers all space and time. It permeates all space and time all at once and has the ability to influence others and other things. So, the key is to get your mind on your side and working along your side with you to create the life that you want and the life that you desire. You and your mind, folks, should not be separated. You and your mind should be on the same team, not playing against each other. Too many of us are always in a state of battle, constant battle with our minds. You should be united with your mind and on the same team, working for the same life experiences and focused on winning together. Easier said than done, right? Not really. It's quite easy, actually. It takes conscious effort and focus and time and duration, but it is quite easy. The fact is that most of you listening, you'll never put in the effort that it takes. But hey, I will not lose a night's sleep over it. You see, folks, I can't want this more than you, and I don't. I am simply speaking to you from real life experience, from what I've learned and applied that works in my life that I've learned from my mentors. And I'm sure many of you can appreciate where I'm coming from with that. Also, something else I'll share with you. Your mind should not be telling you anything that you do not like or that makes you feel bad. You need to be in control over your mind. For many of you, you have been letting your negative mind control your thoughts and how you feel about most things for the most of your life. And after these audios, that should not be the case. So let's pop the champagne to that. As long as you follow along with me, you'll become a much better person that will have so much to be thankful for and so much to look forward to in life. Like we're talking about, folks, the key is to release and to become who you really are. The key is to release and to become who you really are, not who you think you should be or who your parents or spouse want you to be, or who your coworkers expect you to be. It's getting to that place within yourself where you can feel who you really are and have that moment of mental clarity, have that moment of self-awareness and knowingness. Negative mind chatter is nothing but a mental war between who you think you should be and who you really are that is struggling to be set free. Should I say that again? Negative mind chatter is nothing but a mental war between who you think you should be and who you really are that is struggling to be set free. Once you realize who you really are, then your brain is on your side working with you 24/7. And if a negative thought or emotion creeps in, your subconscious mind will instantly address it by confronting it, acknowledging it, and replacing it with a thought or feeling that feels better, keeping you focused and on track to releasing your greatness. This is when your mind chatter is not having a negative influence over you. Now, this is powerful. Pay attention. This is powerful. It's empowering, helpful, and determined to create the best, most pleasurable life experience that you can imagine. And I use the word imagine there for a reason, folks. You see, too many people allow their imagination to deceive them by creating things into emotions that are not real. We talked about how all this can happen on the other CD when we talked about how to detach from overthinking. Overthinking feeds negative mind chatter. It stokes the mental fire, pours unlimited mental gasoline or petrol all over your vibration, and ignites more and more problems that will continue to burn on forever in your mind, that will destroy your perspective, your emotions, and your will and your ability to create and your desire to live. That is, until enough mental water, we can say, or understandings extinguish the fire and allow the new forest to grow that is strong, thriving, lush, lavish, full of bursting with energy, life, and the spirit of creation. You see, it's when you allow your imagination to deceive you. This is when you become a victim to your thoughts and open yourself to the influence of negative mind chatter. Then your thoughts, no matter what they are most of the time, is what will always, without question, create your reality. Think about it. This is why some people are lucky and most are not. Some have mind chatter that says to them over and over again all day long, you are lucky. You are lucky. You are the luckiest person in the world. Great things are always happening to you. And their life experiences, folks, reflect that. And then you have others, most, have the mind chatter that says, you suck. Your life sucks. Nothing good will ever happen to you. Maybe you should just sit this life out. Give up. Stop dreaming. This is how life is. Just suck it up and suffer. Do you see the difference? My friend and mentor, Peter Ragnar, he's been hailed as the luckiest guy in the world by many. Do you know why? He expects to be the luckiest guy in the world. Period. Therefore, in his mind, he is. Chew on that. The choice is yours, folks. So, in this moment, what are you going to allow to continue to occur in your mind? More of what you don't want out of life? Or you're going to say, or are you going to stay stuck and keep thinking about what you don't want and keep complaining about how miserable you are. Remember this, your mind will simply follow along with what you allow to influence it. Remember, you can't let your mind keep telling you things that you don't want to hear and expect what you do want to be able to come into your life. As when you do, all you're doing is canceling out your own expectations. It's one or the other, folks. It's one or the other. Think about that. Success and happiness is simply a decision away. Remember that your mind can only be in one place at a time. So you can only think about one thing at a time. So you have complete control over what you're thinking about, one thought at a time. Remember, like thoughts create more like thoughts. So if you're thinking negative, you'll keep thinking, and you'll keep thinking about more and more reasons to continue thinking negative. And the complete opposite is true. When you catch yourself, folks, this is key. When you catch yourself in a negative thought, catch it, confront it, and replace it with a thought that makes you feel just a little bit better. You do that over and over again, and you will find yourself beginning to think positively over and over and over again, and you will start to feel good while doing it. Your mind will always be a part of you. It'll be a part of you long after you leave your physical body. Your mind is your mind, folks, for eternity. On the next CD, we will do just that. We are going to release the power that you have to use your mind chatter to your advantage. This is the end of this audio. Let's continue on the next CD.